I was making an emergency brake video right here and how to secure them. And I was like, there's no one that's going to watch that video. And I was like, yeah, there actually will be. There'll be like 10, 15 guys. And I'm like, I enjoy making the videos. I'm gonna go ahead and make the video. So I got thinking, it's something Harley and I have thought about several different times. By the way, this is Darren and Harley and Critters with WeTJ. I got thinking about, I was like, there's like three different, we've thought about this so many times. There's like three different groups of TJ owners. And if you encompass it, your vast majority of your content goes towards your first group. If you fall out from something you like, your viewership's going to go way down. I mean, and I noticed another thing too. If you go back, Stradman, I always use Stradman as a example. If you watch his early content, he was a little bit more subdued, and the further he went, he started talking really fast. He'd talk like that really fast because he has really young kids watching his content, and he's got to keep that really hyper and people to where they want to watch his channel. So that's why I've already lost 75% of the viewers, since they've clicked on the video, because I'm not going fast enough. Either way, but we were talking about the three different. We've had this conversation between my son and I so many times, and the first group is typically 16 to 24 year old. Yeah, 16 to 24 year old. Either they bought the Jeep themselves, the TJs, or their parents gave it to them, and kind of almost living their previous life. Yeah, they're living through their kid. That was a Jeep that they had when they were younger. They're like, hey, cool, let's get Sally, or it seems to be a girl most of the time that they're always buying a Jeep for. But let's get that for the girl. And I don't know why the boys always go for Civics or whatever. Weird. But I digress. But so that group, I've talked with a bunch of them. I've listened to their comments. Most of those want a four-door. So the content that is going to them needs to be very, very entry level. Oil changes. Can we put a 37-inch tire into a Jeep without lifting it? What's the least amount that we have to do? Where do I put washer fluid? Yes. Just all those questions. So I don't want to disregard, and I love those guys, that group one, when they come and watch videos. I don't mind the dumbest question. I'm never going to shoot away a dumb question. I'm just not. I was just thinking some of I've had a few questions that were hard. Figure out how to answer them without coming across as being sarcastic. I mean, if you're starting a channel, and I think it's great. I think the more TJ channels out there, the better. That's where your content is. It's not here. It's not on this type of stuff right here. So the second group are purists. And I really don't think there's a lot of content there for the purist. But the purists still will watch everything that the group one will. But they're not going to touch their Jeeps. However, the purists are much more mechanically inclined. Some of those guys are master mechanics. They just don't want anything touched. The only thing that I disagree with them on some things is they'll say, well, whether it's a Toyota, the TJ, the Willys, I'm missing one, the original Bronco, they're like, nothing needs to be changed on it. And they said, it came perfect from the factory. And I'm like, really? Dana 35? Neither of those came with Dana 35, but I'm like, really? But the purist, yeah, like we've sometimes those guys can be a little ornery, and we ran into them on the trail, and yeah, what's weird is we kind of fit into that group. We are a little bit purist. We do not like the bodies messed with the TJs. On the TJs, my TJ's still rocking the original flares and the whatever you call them, the rocker panel covers, and Harley's Harley's body's still pretty much intact except for the metal cloak. I mean, I have all the Genrite parts. I mean, from everything, the graphite hood, the aluminum fenders, everything. I have it. I just haven't taken the time, and I'm assuming I will. It's over $7,000 worth, so hopefully it eventually goes on. Okay, so then there's the third group. The third group is, like I said, we fall in maybe like 50 third. I don't know where we fall into it, like 50% into the number 2 group and 50 into this third group. The third group is, hey, we'll cut off whatever we need to make this work. I'll do it, but you can't be changing the actual looks of the original TJ. You've lost me. I'm a purist there. I like the looks. Like I said, I could own a stock TJ, put some mud trains on it, like 30 and a half or 31 inch. I'd be happy with it. I think they're cool looking. I think stock TJs are cool. I'm not so much of a fan bolting the 33s, 35 inch tires on stock. That's not really my thing. I like the little skinny mini mud trains on TJs, or you might as well get it lifted up and make it look right. Oh, that's why our channel isn't growing, because I've just insulted the vast majority of group number 1. But either way, group number 2, if I say that we're 50% of that, 50% of, holy smokes, that looks like a nasty bug right there. What in the world? I think it'll like carry me off. Group number 3, like I said, they'll cut anything off. And like I said, we're purist on our interiors and our bodies. We like to resemble, and I like, both of us are really, we want the reliability of what the TJ is known for, the 4-liter, what these things have been proven, just like the Cherokees. These things are no joke. These are 400,000 plus vehicles, miles vehicles. And unless you screw them up and do something stupid, you can get, well, I've seen some Cherokees with stupid high mileage. And the only reason why they're parked aside is they get kind of rough looking. People want to quit, just don't want to be caught dead in them. But they're still running. Another thing with the third group is the viewership. I think the content really falls off because the suspension. You lose a lot of people because I don't think the content is there when you start cutting and hacking and welding. I just don't think it's there. I think people want to see more of what's in that first group. But it ain't going to change me, because that's what we like. We actually like the long arm. I like, it's tough. It's tough where we live between group 2 and group 3, because group 3, they just keep hacking to make anything work. Like that, we were told that we could not do that with the 3-inch on Ruby Kid. And that front axle, to get us a 3-inch lift with the axle, moving it ahead, it was a lot of work. But we did it. We made it work. I'm going to keep making content. I'm going to nerd out on some of these videos and what I'm saying. Any little thing that I think that people... Here's one right here. You know what? I'll say that for a video with it. So next video up will be, I think, emergency brake. I need to do that after this, and we'll go from there. All right. Which group are you in? You between 1, 2, or 3? First group wants a 4-door. They're just driving the TJ, but they want the 4-door. Group 2 wants a TJ and does not want to be part of number 1, and definitely doesn't want to be part of number 2. And number 3, yeah. See, we're stuck between 2 and 3. So, all right. See yous.